Well, here we are back on Eurotruck Sim 2. We are going for a bus trip today, and we are heading to where the polar bears live. We're heading up to Svalbard, and we need to take a rest stop, but we're just going to drive down, get the ferry, go across to Calais. We'll have a little bit of recovery there, and then we'll probably have to take a quick rest stop again. So we're heading up north through Norway, Sweden and into Finland. This is the Finnmark map, I believe, little add-on. I've never been there, but we're going up to Kirkenes to get the ferry. So we're not going to see much of this area. We're just heading up to get the ferry that will take us up to Svalbard, which is up there. Now, one thing I want to mention that I've just discovered is that yesterday, now my game is back to version 1.40. The reason for that is I'm using the Mega Global Combo map, which has got numerous maps, a lot of maps in it, and it's by Lord Sith Games. So if you go to YouTube channel, you'll see Lord Sith Games videos, and he does a lot of videos with map combinations. Unfortunately for me, he speaks in Portuguese, but he gives you the map installation order and all of that sort of stuff, which is easy enough to follow because I've managed to get it installed. However, his previous Mega Global Combo maps have worked perfectly, no problems. The problem areas with this map, or with this combo, always seems to happen in conjunction with the Russian Open Spaces map and also the Kazakhstan map, the Great Steppe. There always seems to be an issue. Now, I had a trip yesterday, which was, I think was from Dover, and I was heading across to Aktobe. Now you can see that I'm actually there, or I've been there, but the problem is I never actually drove there. When I was choosing when the GPS chose the route, for some strange reason it decided it wanted to send me down that way, then to go up that way to go to Aktobe, and I thought, there must be a problem. There must be a break in the road or something, but looking at it, there isn't. I'd actually got the GPS and I put in some waypoints to take me across to Aktobe. Excuse me. However, there has to be a reason why the GPS decided it didn't want to go that way and it wanted to go this way. And when I got to Uralsk, which is a common, or has been a common problem with these map combinations, as soon as I got to Uralsk, I got as far as there, and then the game crashed. And I've notified Lord Sith Games. There probably won't be another update or any fix for this. He said he'll try and fix it, but the other slight problem with that is it really going to be worth his time, because 1.41 version has now been released, the multiplayer version. And yesterday I downloaded the multiplayer version to test it out, and I had a little convoy going, me with some German guy, that actually worked fine. However, I then went back to uninstall that version and back to version 1.40, and so I'm back on version 1.40, but there's a problem I've discovered as well because of that, and this is how weird things happen in Eurotruck. I'm going to show you what the problem is. Now, you know that when I get in trouble, I use the fly cam and I will respawn the truck or the bus to get round a problem. Now, normally if you have the developer mode activated in Eurotruck, there's plenty of videos on YouTube to tell you how to do that. You have to change a couple of little files in the config folder within your Steam Apps Common and Eurotruck file, and that activates the developer console, which allows you then to fly around using the respawn option. However, the problem happened is that if you use this at the moment, you cannot respawn your vehicle because there's a little glitch, or they've changed the setup. And luckily for me, YouTube is very handy for problems like that, because surely there's somebody got to have discovered it before you, and they'll discover the workaround. And there is a workaround, and I'm going to show you what it is. So let's just go to the bus. Now again, I'm no good with buses. I can't remember what bus this is, but I'm going to show you. I've got my passenger trailer, my invisible trailer installed, and that always causes a lag, a frame drop and a pause within the game when it's running. You'll see it happening. It always happens whenever I'm using a bus or this trailer. But here's the respawn problem. If you hit the 0 button, that allows you then, you start under the bus, and then you can go forward and you can go wherever you want, and as long as you're close to the ground you can then respawn. So if I hit F9, it doesn't work, but the workaround is that you now have to hit your left control button and F9, and it still works. So hopefully that's a little tip for some of you who've maybe discovered that problem and haven't quite worked it out yet. So I need to take a rest quickly. I'm going to get maybe a half an hour's rest on the ferry. We're going to head down to the ferry and get across to Calais. In fact, I need to respawn the bus backwards a bit, don't I? Let's have a look. What the hell bus is this? I'm actually no use with these things. Well, I don't know what it is, but anyway, it's a nice enough bus. I've got off-road tyres on it, believe it or not. They're actually off one of the truck mods, and they work fine. I've got the slightly higher suspension in the bus as well. Let's see who's in this bus, if there's anybody. Oh yes, somebody there. It's wearing their glasses or sunglasses, and I believe, well, what's that? A drinks dispenser. Maybe for coffee. That poor lady, she's really strapped into her chair. Her legs are stuck through it. Anyway, that is that's the situation at the moment, and I'll get the steering wheel across. We'll just respawn this a bit, make it a bit easier to get out. So close to the ground, then hit Control and F9, and that's the workaround. So we're going to Svalbard. We've got a decent enough bus. We've got our passengers on board.
Please proceed to the highlighted route. Turn right. In 650 feet, turn right. Turn right. In 650 feet, turn left.
I noticed I've got quite a few bus mods installed, and I've gone back to the normal GPS. I'm just going to go through this red light. We're back to the normal GPS. Oops. And that's the other thing, I've taken the rotation camera off as well. And I'm trying to get used to it. Yeah, with some of these bus mods I've had installed, there's always problems with bus mods. The Route Advisor mod that I had installed, the one that has the map at the bottom of the screen, In fact, I don't think it really matters what one you have, but quite a few of those bus mods, the mirrors wouldn't appear. They were glitched out, so I've gone back to the standard GPS with the side mirrors so that I can see what's coming behind me. Now we need to get into that right lane, so we're going to have to let him go past. And we also need to watch our speed going down this ramp here, because the back end of the bus will catch in the ground. You'll hear a crunch if you go too fast. Sometimes even if you go slow, you'll still feel a crunch. And again, I'm in auto mode. The gear stick's gone dodgy again. But most buses nowadays are automatic anyway. So that, in theory, makes it more realistic. So we are going to have to take the ferry here, and then we'll get a little recovery, but only like an hour and a half's recovery. So as soon as we go back on the road in France, it won't be too long before we have to take a proper rest.
Navigation resumed.
One of the bus mods I've got installed is I'm a bit curious about, and I'm just wondering if anybody knows anything more about it. I've got is it the Santana Panoramico bus installed. Now this is a wee bit more complicated getting out of Calais. You have to go right round to the left here. Yeah, this bus that I've got installed, it's actually in the AI vehicle, so you'll see it driving around the map. And it's a good bus to drive. The only problem is the lighting on it. There's a couple of things I don't like about it, especially with these buses, and I don't know whether it's a lighting change or not, but for my eyes and where I'm sitting at my wheel, the light at night is pretty poor for me. You know, the light, the beam of the headlights is not great, and it needs to be quite dark before you actually see them kicking in. The other thing about that Panoramico bus is that you know, it's a single decker bus, but it's got the two axles at the front. You'll see it fairly shortly, I've no doubt. But the other problem with it is it's got like tinted windows, or it seems to be tinted windows, because when you start losing the daylight, it's very dark. And because the headlights don't beam so great, or they don't seem to now, it's very difficult for me to drive it, so I've got rid of it for this trip. And this bus is just as bad, but at least the windscreen isn't as dark as the Panoramico one. Now, what I tried to find out is some information on this Panoramico bus, and it's so difficult. I found a website, obviously a guy who's interested in buses, particularly older buses, and he's got a few pictures on there of different buses. We're talking about buses from the 60s and maybe early 70s, and this Panoramico bus does appear there, and it is like a 60s bus. or maybe into the 70s. I don't know where it was made. I don't know how long production was and when it ceased. I've been trying to find out stuff about it, and it's so difficult. There's very little I can find on the net. But what I have sort of worked out is I think this bus, I don't know whether it was primarily used in Mexico or South America, you know, like some of the South American countries. That seems to be the idea that I'm getting from it, that it's you know, Central America or South America where this bus was used. So if anybody knows anything more about it or can find anything about it on the web, I'd be interested. But the other reason I stopped using the rotation camera is that I need to be pointing in the same direction as the headlights.
Take the exit on the right.
To actually see where I'm going, especially when it gets dark in this.
Use the right exit ahead.
Right, so as I say, the recovery on that ferry wasn't very much, so we're going to immediately have to take a break. However, the good thing is it's already about 20 minutes to 6 at night, so we should be through most of the night. And we've got 2,700 miles to go. I mean, that's a fair distance, but a chunk of that is going to come off on the ferry to Svalbard. And for the most part, we'll be driving on motorway into Norway and Sweden. Can't remember what the fuel tank is in this bus. So just look out for the big sort of pauses happening.
Use the right lane ahead.
Now that's where it gets confusing with the GPS. It says use the right lane ahead, yet you're going left. So you have to be on your toes with these voice guided the voice guided route advisor, because sometimes it'll go a bit weird.
The exit on the right.
Keep to the right and stick to the exit on the right. So we're going left though.
Use the right exit ahead.
And again, that's confused. So yesterday when I did the little test on version 1.41, again totally blind because I'd obviously never tried it, and I set up my own server, my own game. I noticed that there's quite a few guys got rooms up yesterday, but not most of them. Most of the rooms I looked at didn't have all the DLC maps. Most of them are just using the base game and maybe a couple of the map extensions. So the one I set, I've got all the DLC, and I had a few people join. The only thing is that if they're chatting to you, and again sitting back in my chair, it's difficult to read the chat because it appears in a little window. But the other, there's good things and bad things about it. The good thing about it is that there is, you press the X button on the keyboard, unless you configure it to your wheel, that is. but I've got all my buttons configured on my wheel. So you hit the X button on the keyboard, and as long as you hold it, you're using, if you've got a headset and a mic, then you're using it like a CB radio, so you can talk to your other members in your convoy, which is quite handy. So I believe I had as I say, a German guy in tow yesterday who, he seemed to want to drive at 100 miles an hour everywhere. He even crashed into me once, and we did about 3 or 4 jobs until I had to go and get lunch, and it worked fine. There wasn't a problem. But if you download the new version 1.41, be aware that if you have any mods at all, and that doesn't matter what mods they are, it will not work. It will recognise you've got mods installed and you won't be able to load that profile. Right, we're now in Germany, and here's the fuel stop and the rest stop coming up. Well, we won't need fuel because we've just started, but we do need to find that resting place, so... Right, so the time is 20 to 7 at night. Hit the button and we should be well into the night when we start again. Yeah, it's about, what, 20 to 3 in the morning. That's fine. So we'll have a bit of darkness, but the daylight won't be far away. Right, let's go. He's not going to let us out, is he? Yes, he is. See, I always like a lot of light on the road so I can see where I'm going. I mean, this is adequate, but I still like more. Especially to see these incidents on the road. The next thing you know, in the blink of an eye, you're running into a set of cones or a vehicle or something stuck in the road.
Keep to the right, and then take the exit on the right.
So this is the one where you take the exit on the right and you immediately go
Use
left.
the right exit ahead.
Because you have to stay to the left.
Use the left lane ahead.
So it won't be long before Bus Simulator 21 comes out. Quick mention as well to Rob Viggers, who's a map modder. He is doing an Australian outback map, which I watched a little video of it on one of my other channels that I subscribe to. One of the guys was driving on it, and he's been given a preview version to test it out, and it's I think a 1 to 2 scale map, and it really, I mean, it really does try and capture the whole atmospherics of the landscape and everything, and all the foliage and everything that's there, the bushes, the trees. It looks quite impressive. I should add though that it is a paid mod. I don't know when it's going to get its official release, but you can go on to Discord, and there's quite a few screenshots on it. If you go to Rob Viggers' channel on Discord, you'll see that. But there's also, as I say, the video is on YouTube. I think it was Clumsy Trucker who I've subscribed to, and I think it was him that has the video. So if you're interested in having a quick look at that, it's well worth it.
Use the right lane ahead.
There, he's just drove straight into my back end.
Use the left lane ahead.
Strange thing
Use
is,
the left lane ahead.
having gone to version, there's that bus there, the Panoramico, that one. You'll see them all over the place. The strange thing about that's bugging me is why, when I upgraded to 141 and then went back to 140, that I still have that glitch with the respawn, the F9, where you now have to hit control in F9. It's a bit weird, but as long as you know the workaround, it's fine.
Use the left lane ahead.
I think I'm going the wrong way. Yep, I'm going the wrong way, folks, as usual. And another car just decides to fly straight into me. Have we got damage already? No.
Keep to the right, and then take the exit on the right. Use the right exit ahead.
See, what I like better about this bus compared to the Panoramico is that, you know, what you're seeing in the cockpit through the window is very much the same as what you see when you go to third person. The Panoramico was far too dark in the cabin view.
Keep to the right, and then turn right.
Big pause there.
Turn right. Use the left lane ahead. Use the left lane ahead. Use the right lane ahead. Use the right lane ahead.
Well, back into this lane then.
Use the right lane ahead.
Oh shit! There we go. I mean, It's just incredible what the AI do in this game, and how I fall for it every time. I must have a good bit of damage there with that one. 5% to the trailer, none to the passengers, so no passengers have died. Well, there's the first collision. And it was that Sultana Panoramico bus that was thinking of coming out, and the AI car thought about letting them go and then just stopped dead right in front of me. Now that's what I meant to do. Let me just check. Have a look. And get that camera to look down a bit. 91 gallons left.
Keep to the right, and then take the exit on the right. Use the right exit ahead. Use the right lane ahead. Use the left lane ahead.
Well, we're in Germany. Probably not far off leaving Germany, but at least the weather is a lot better than the weather they've had in Germany the last few days. They've had torrential rain, flooding, a loss of life, which is quite a lot of people. I mean, I think there must be maybe, at the last count, about 80 odd people have lost their lives, not only just in Germany. A couple of other countries have had similar problems with really severe weather. And we're, well, where I am in Scotland, I mean, it's, I mean, we don't get the best of weather, but we don't get it to that extreme. And sure enough, we've had heavy rain, and we do get flooding, but not in such a short space of time. A deluge of rain like that can catch anybody out. But it's quite a nice morning here at the moment. Now let's see if we can get into this inside lane. Quick look at the map.
Lane ahead.
We can get the map button to work. Just to see where we are. So Oh, I thought we might be using a ferry, but we're not by the look of it. Oh yeah, yeah, we do have the ferry. So we've got the ferry to take there. Now, what we'd like to do is get the bus and the trailer fixed, but I don't want to be going in there to get it done. See, the thing is, you're on the autobahn for most of the way here, leaving Germany. There doesn't seem to be anywhere. Ah, you see, there's one there. That'd be the way to go. Just a little detour through whatever the hell that's called, what does it say? I don't know, lawn coping or whatever. Anyway, that'll be the little detour we'll take.
Please proceed to the highlighted route.
To try and get the bus fixed.
Use the left lane ahead.
We'll stay in this lane just in case. Or will I? See, the thing is, you look at that incident just back there, there's a truck waiting to pull out onto the autobahn, and yet the AI truck driver decides he's going to give him right away. You can't do that. You can't do that in a motorway or any autobahn anywhere. So that's where the game is flawed. Where the AI drivers reacted. The AI driver on the autobahn should always have the right of way, and for them to be slowing down right in the middle of the lane to wait and see what the driver who's entering the autobahn is going to do is a bit stupid. There's no logic there at all. And if I'm hurtling along at 70 miles an hour and the reaction times are like mine, I'm going to hit that. I'm going to hit that truck, or I'm going to hit that car, like I did earlier on. So that's a flawed piece of programming that the AI on the main autobahn doesn't have, or isn't programmed to have the right of way each time. You know, they're slowed down to let this guy out, him in the inside there, and that should never be the case.
Use the left lane ahead.
Oh, we're going to need another rest stop again. Now, how far were we from that ferry? Because we've still got that little detour to take as well. So, you know, that's. Now, where the hell was that? Where are we? We're there, so we're just short of where the ferry is. That's only going to be maybe 10-15 minutes that it's going to take us to come across that piece of water. So again, we're going to have to take a rest stop somewhere along the main route. Now, where did I put the... I thought I put the... I can't see the... Oh, there it is there. That's where it was going, that way. So we could get the truck... not the truck. Get the bus fixed. So, the thing is by the time we get across the ferry, we're probably just as well... Now, where would I show that again? It was there. We're probably just as well going to about there if we can hold out to then get the bus fixed and also take the rest stop. We'll see what happens. $59 gallons left. let's see if we can find our way onto this ferry now. Well, we'll go this way. We'll follow the tyre marks in the road, see where that takes us. No, I don't think this is the right way. Nope, we should have turned the other way.
Navigation resumed.
Well, there's only one choice, so that makes it easy. I'll have a quick drink before we go. Right. And that's only going to be 45 minutes, so that's no good in terms of recovery. So, like I say, if we get as far as where that repair option is, then that's where we can take the rest, I hope. That's the plan. Well, this is taking a bit of a time to take the ferry trip. I hope it's not going to crash. We're waiting to hear the horn of the ferry. Oh, it may well have crashed, you never know. Well, the mouse is still moving, so that's a good sign, but yeah, I've hit the button. Oh no, wait a minute. A bit of an umpty. I'm too busy looking at... I'm trying to look at the golf at the same time and I'm forgetting to hit the embark button. I've got the open golf on in my second monitor. Right, now. How do we get out of here? Certainly not under any of those with this bus. Any of those low roofs up ahead. Let's... if in doubt, always go to the right, that's what I say. We'll go straight in here. We're in Denmark.
At the roundabout, take the second exit. Use the exit ahead.
Well, we'll see if we can survive until we take that little detour. They're at it again.
Use the left lane ahead.
I'll do that. Big pause there. I say, from what I can work out, the main cause of it is the invisible trailer that does it. Because when you're driving a truck, you don't have any problems like that whatsoever. I need to get out behind this guy because he's holding me up without hitting another speeding vehicle that's flying past. We must be running quite low in fuel now, I would think. $43 gallons left. This will do as a resting place. Now it's going to be the middle of the night. And the other thing is, if we look at the map, we are there. And I'm struggling to see anywhere where I can get fuel. Ah, there's one. Just around the corner, so to speak. That's where we'll go. We'll get topped up there. Right, that's us. We're going to have the few hours during the night, but then we'll get some daylight again. Yeah, I would love a lot more. I would love a lot more light to see the road ahead. This is at full beam, that's it. On normal beam, full beam doesn't give you much more. Here we are up ahead. That'll get us topped up. Right. What time's that? Is that 3:20 in the morning or something? We're going to get out of here, I think we are. Now, other thing to look at is, where the hell's that detour to get the bus fixed? That's still a long way away. Is it Yonkoping or something it's called? I think that's what it's called. So, that's it there, it's on the opposite side of the road in the direction we're going, but it'll have to do. I just get the feeling I'm in the wrong side of the road here. I should be inside lane. Now we've got traffic merging.
Keep to the right, and then take the exit on the right. Use the right exit ahead.
Daylight coming.
Use the left lane ahead.
There's the Panoramico. Oh, it's got Greyhound on it this time. Just like one of the old Greyhound buses. Again from like the 60s and the 70s.
Use the left lane ahead. At the roundabout, take the first exit. Use the exit ahead. At the roundabout, take the first exit. Use the exit ahead. In 650 feet, turn right.
Hang on a minute. Let's have a quick look, because this is where we want to be. So we're turning right, then we're turning left, and the repair stop is on the left. Right, that's the plan.
Turn right. At the roundabout, take the third exit. Use the exit ahead. In 650 feet, turn right.
Make sure we get the right turning in here instead of turning into a brick wall.
Navigation resumed.
Right, that's that done. Almost £1,500 worth of repairs. Yeah, the turning circle in these is not that great.
In 650 feet, turn right. Turn right. At the roundabout, take the first exit. Use the exit ahead.
I need to read what that sign says there. Hang on a minute. Stockholm. Right.
At the roundabout, take the first exit. Use the exit ahead.
Right, we're all good to go again. Repairs all done. Fuel tank topped up back there. Now, Svalbard, as far as I'm aware, and from the sort of wildlife documentaries that I've seen, Svalbard is a place, is an island where the polar bears congregate later on in the year, where they are waiting on the sea freezing over so they can get back out onto the ice and hunt. And for the most part, those, because of the degradation in the ice pack during the summer months, because don't forget, up north at this time of year, for a period of time it's like 24 hours daylight, the sun never sinks below the horizon. So the ice pack, and also with the effects of global warming, the ice pack has been shrinking and shrinking, so these poor polar bears are starving because they can't get out onto the ice as long as they used to be able to hunt seals, which is their main source of food. So Svalbard's a place where they tend to congregate. Although I hasten to add that this part of the ProMods map, Svalbard, doesn't have any evidence of polar bears in it, so we're okay. We'd still be okay as long as we stay in the bus. Now, where did that car go? He's still there. There's at it again. There we go. There we go. We're slowing down to let this bloody truck come out. And it should be programmed so that the truck's the one that waits. No wonder I have as many accidents in this game. I'm never prepared for it. Back down to 99 gallons already. I think this only holds 131. I would have liked something with a much bigger fuel tank. It just saves you having to constantly looking for a fuel stop. And we're still getting the lags, the chop in the picture caused by, I think it's the only thing it can be caused by is that trailer. And it doesn't matter what bus that I have, it usually always happens. Or I should say that it doesn't matter what bus I have the trailer attached to, I still get the same problem.
Use the left lane ahead. Use the left lane ahead. Use the left lane ahead. Use the left lane ahead.
So 10:47 in the morning, I'm going to have a quick drink. Right, good to go again. Got to keep the what's the word I'm looking for? Hydration. Got to keep the hydration up. Took me a while to think about it, but I got there eventually. It's actually a lot longer than you think to drive up through Norway and Sweden up to Finland in this map. Let's have a look at the map, see where we are now. just going past Uppsala, and you can see it is a lot longer. I mean, we've got miles and miles to go yet. Right up Sweden into Finland. Yeah, an awful long way yet still to go. And then of course the further north you get, the less motorway you're going to have to work with.
Use the left lane ahead.
What time's that? Can't read the bloody clock. What's it saying? 12:30 in the afternoon. So we're going to be driving a fair chunk of this in darkness now, which I hate. What's happened here? Oh, he's turning right. That was a rest. Is that just looks like a fuel stop? I don't know whether it's a resting place in there on the right, but it's a bit of a carry on to get in and out of there. Hopefully there's something better ahead. $71 gallons left. This looks like somewhere up ahead. Now, how complicated is this going to be?
Navigation resumed. If possible, please turn around.
Presumably this is a way in up here.
Navigation resumed. Navigation resumed. If possible, please turn around.
Right, where the hell do we go? Oh, the weather's closing in. Now what I need to look at is, because I'm going to be leaving this place in darkness, is where the hell do we go back out? Do we go back out the way we come in? Or do we go out this way. We go out that way, I think. Let's have a look. No, we go back out the way we come in. I thought there'd be an exit up here, but there clearly isn't. So now, where the hell do we park? There's one spot there that I'm going to try and see if it'll work. Let's find out. Get the camera to work, right. How the hell do we get out of here? Let's see if this will work. Well, that's your answer to that. No, it won't. Now, why does it show a resting place over there? Let's have a look. Ah, wait a minute. They're over here. That's where it is. Well, that's getting even weirder. How the hell do we get out of there? Back out that way. And around there to the hotel. Right. So that was a bit pointless. And I think we're going to go the wrong way here as well. Sod it. Where the hell am I going? Now I've got more damage. No passengers dead, that'll do it. Right, well that's the way I'm going, I don't care. It says no entry there, but to hell with it.
Navigation resumed.
Now, I am totally disorientated.